Fulmer is the marketing manager for C&T Publishing, makers of how-to books and products for quilting, fiber arts, and mixed media. Lisa is the owner of Lisa Liza Lou Designs, selling her own work and a variety of unique art and craft supplies online and at shows. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Tiffany. So what I wanted to show you today was the idea of scrapbooking without paper. I know the people that are into scrapbooking are really into the 12 by 12 layouts, and there's lots of great papers and great embellishments, but I want to show you an alternative way to kind of what I say break out of the 12 by 12 rut. So what I have is a fabric book. It's called a canvas book, ready to go blank canvas book. This is the package. And what it is a pre-bound canvas book so that you can scrapbook and make memory albums with fabric without necessarily having to have a fabric stash. So this is a raw canvas, and it comes pre-bound, stitched on the edges and finished off on the sides, and it comes with 3 pages, and the pages are folded. Let me show you. You can see the inside of the fold here. The pages are folded so that you can stuff them with like an interfacing or some batting, and you could actually quilt on them and stitch on them, or you could stuff them with cardboard or something to make that a stiff book, or you could cut them apart right here on the fold and have double the pages. So I'm going to show you a sample. So this is a canvas book that I did that's just celebrating a few moments. The little embellishment here, it says, and in the end, it's not the years in your life that counts, it's the life in your years. I like that quote. So I used all the traditional scrapbook embellishments, ribbons and metallic blingies, and this is a little heart embellishment, and these are little knob embellishments, and I used rubber stamps. And so on the surface of this, you can paint. I'll show you on the back. I just painted the raw canvas, see the difference, with a gold. And you can do that really easily with a foam brush. And you can extend your paint with a medium, and you just blend it 50-50. And so this is just a nice kind of gold color paint blended with medium, and you just paint over the entire thing. Now I do recommend, see, now these last 2 pages in my book I haven't finished yet, but I cut them apart. And you can see on the inside some of the paint comes through because it is fabric. So I do recommend that you layer some paper towels or some sort of something absorbent in between when you're painting on the canvas pages. And then after they're dry, you've got this really beautiful surface to create on. So on this side, I just added some rubber stamping and some paint and some ribbons. And if you open it up, I want to show you a couple of ways that you can treat photographs. I actually took this photograph right here, and I added some little black photo corners just for fun. You can decorate, however you want. And then I took a sewing machine and I just stitched. And I took the pages apart first, painted the background, stitched the picture on, and then I stitched another little area right here to create a little journaling entry spot. And I just wrote right on the painted canvas with my pen. And so this little journaling spot is just a really cute way. The stitching kind of sets it apart. It's really cute. Then after you've embellished, and you can use any kind of glue that works with fabric to add your little embellishments. And then when you're done, I stuffed this with a piece of Timtex interfacing, and then I stitched around the edges one more time. So it gives it a kind of a nice rigid page, but it's still soft and textural, and it's a really great way to add your photos. And I really like the smaller format too, because you still get a nice focus on one photo, but it's just a little smaller. So there's what I did there, and then here's, like I said, the pages. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, never fear. I have a sample here. You can hand stitch some things too, and stitching is just one thing to do. There's painting and stitching, but here's an idea where I printed a photograph onto Lutrador, my favorite L word, Lutrador. I printed a photograph of my 3 adorable cousins onto a sheet of Lutrador, which has a really fabric-y kind of texture. You can also print onto inkjet fabric that has a sticky back, or the kind that runs through your inkjet printer. And then you've got fabric in here, and you can sew right on it. You can sew through paper and photographs as well. but it's just a little more fun, a little more textural. And I just have some embroidery floss and a needle, and I was just in the process, I've only just started this page, but I was just in the process of, I cut the page apart, and then I just started stitching, and I kind of did a little whip stitch around the edge, and I started going around with just little straight stitches, and then when I'm done, I'll come down and whip stitch the edges back together again. And I'll use some different color embroidery threads and make it really fun and colorful. So that's a really cute way, using just simple needle and thread to embellish with sewing. Here on this cover, I embellished again with paint and rubber stamps. And I've got a segment coming up in May, I think on the 31st, where I'm going to show you a little bit more about stamping with acrylic paint. So be on the lookout for that. And then this is a way to paint your surface with even a little bit more excitement. And painting on fabric is a lot of fun. Fabric takes paint really nicely, and acrylic paints in particular are really great for fabric. You don't have to heat set them. And of course, heat setting is not a big deal if you're not doing wearables, but it does dry quickly and it's permanent. So it's really, really easy to work with. And this kind of a technique is really fun, and it's actually really easy to create an abstract look. And all you do, bear with me, is you just take a nice wide straight edge brush like this, and it's just single brush strokes, and it's really easy. You dip your brush and you just pick maybe 3 or 4 colors, and Brenda Pinnock is on today, and she's got the 411 on color combination, but you just pick the colors that you want to use, and to create a really great pattern like this, you're just going to lay brush strokes down one by one randomly. So I took some red and I laid down some red going vertically and horizontally, and just a single brush stroke. And if you use the wide flat brushes, it just gives you a simple shape like that. You don't even have to, like, there's nothing, it's like totally foolproof. So I took some red and then I took some blue and went this way, and I'm just going to grab a couple of extra colors and just fill it in little by little until I don't see any more canvas. And then before you know it, it's kind of like that Zentangle thing. It's before you know it, you've got this really great design. So it's a great way to create your own backgrounds. Here's another crazy background that I did with just watered back paint and letting the water and the heavy moisture just kind of bleed out and create these big amoeba-looking blobs, and then I decorated them with extra paint. And so there's all kinds of fun ways to embellish and use all of your existing scrapbook supplies, but just take it up a notch. So that's fabric scrapbooking, and it's just doing it with raw canvas, blank canvas books, and I encourage you to give it a try and visit my website and you can buy them too. And that's all I've got. Okay, so take it away, Tiffany. See you guys later.